every week to come chill with us and talk boxing on the real side, the fan side, the business side. You know, and I'm Tawan Butler, by the way, before I forget to introduce myself. One of the hosts of the Main Event Podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube. Got my co-host over there to my other left. That's Mike Risper.
Yes,
Pulled
sir.
his mic down a little bit so they can see my face. I'm shining. Still got my Super Bowl jersey on. Super Bowl edition for Pat real quick. What's up, Mike?
What's up, T?
Man, chilling, still celebrating my Chiefs, even though it's 2
see
weeks
that.
later.
You come in all booted up, got the
you
jersey
know,
and
come
the
on,
hat
man.
on.
Pat Mahomes, man, he the baddest man.
You act like y'all won the Super Bowl or something.
I mean, we did a little something. I mean, if you go to NFL Network, they still running reruns.
I was pulling for you.
Thank you, man. Only Chief fans is watching NFL Network right now anyway. Everybody else is sick. But I want to introduce the man we got in the house
Let's
right
do
now.
it.
People would kill for this opportunity to
Yes,
talk
they
to a
would.
brother of this stature right here, man. He done been in the game for so long. I ain't going to run down his history because I'm going to let him do it.
Yes, sir.
But one of the top matchmakers for one of the top promotion companies in the business.
That's right.
Top ranked promotions.
My.
This man done built countless champions. He know if a fighter gonna lose just by looking at him. That's how long he been in the game. So if y'all don't know who he is, I'm going to introduce the man to my left, and Mike's right. I got Brad Match Them All Goodman. What's that? Goodman. I said Goodman. My bad, man. I was hyped, bro. My bad.
Guys, thank you.
Man, how you doing, Brad?
How you doing?
Man, thank you for coming in, man, and seeing us, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, when we started this show, right, I said, man, we going to get Brad on
He
there.
said it. He said it.
It took like 7 months. He's a busy man. I can't never catch him sitting still. Every time I hit him, he be,
You got
bro,
me
I'm
this
busy.
week.
Yeah, but one of the main guys, he kept
appreciate
saying
it.
over, I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him.
I said, I'm
Mike,
going
I'm
to
going to get him.
I'm going to get him. We going to get him down there because that's my
Travel,
buddy.
man. It's constant travel, man. But I'm here this week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just I met Brad. I like to always tell a story about how we met. I met Brad through Eddie Mustafa, and he was able to put me in a position where he said, man, call Brad. That's my man. He going to hook you up, and you going to be good. I said, okay. So I called Brad, and that's when you probably don't remember him. I had Taylor. And we put him in there. It was on the first Manny Pacquiao, Timothy Bradley card at the MGM. Remember? And I really didn't know the business. He was just a 4-round fight, and the tickets was real expensive. So on the back of the contract, I wrote, we request 10 tickets. She was like, who the hell is this kid requesting 10 tickets?
The kid from Utah?
Nah, he from Vegas.
Who tell?
Taylor Larson.
Yeah.
Remember, he fought Andy Ruiz, but not Big Andy. It was the
the welterweight.
the welterweight, yeah.
The kid
And
from Oxnard.
Yeah, for sure. And I thought I was going to take Taylor all the way to the top, baby.
Yeah.
I didn't even
And
know.
who was the second guy?
You know, we can talk about him because he helped me make my name in the sport.
That's true.
He helped me make my name. He can co-sign. He know. Chewy.
Exactly.
Chewy.
Exactly.
What's up, Chew? Chew always watching the tuning
They
in.
want you
What's
to
up,
come up
baby?
a little closer to the
Yeah.
mic.
You got it.
And then I said, Brad, man, help me. I'm going to make this kid a star, man. He can sell tickets. We going to do all of that. Because he could, though. He could. Chewy was
Yeah,
putting
it's a good
behind
ticket
Oh,
some
yeah.
Good
seats.
ticket
Oh, yeah.
seller,
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was. You know what I
ticket
mean? He was like, Brad was like, bro, you got to have him fight somebody, bro. I'm like, bro, we going to get to there, but he going to be a star, man. Don't trip. He was like, bro, I've been in the business a long time. I'm just listen to me. I'm like, nope, Brad, I know what I'm doing here. I got it.
Yep.
But I just wanted to share a story because everybody we have on, man, I got a
There's a
great
story behind
relationship.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. These people helped me pave the way. You see, still to this day, what was that, 2012 when Manny Pacquiao fought Bradley?
Yeah. Yep.
What's that? 8 years later,
Yep.
we still
We're
cool.
still here, man.
Still able to keep in touch, man.
That's
but
it, yeah.
I just like to share the story, man. Thank you so much. But for the
got it,
people that don't know you outside of the boxing world, but that's fans of the sport, tell them everything it takes, man, to put these fights together that these people pay money to enjoy.
Well, no, I mean, it's real hard. It's long days. I was telling Mike earlier before you got here, when I was doing the Orleans from 2000 to 2006, it was much easier just for the simple fact that I didn't really have to protect guys.
Right.
Yeah.
It was just putting fights on. I did get lucky, where we did have some guys like Ishe Smith when he first started out, and you saw what he actually became.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah, a
good
couple big
fighter,
fights,
became
yeah.
a champion.
Yeah.
But as a whole, it was much easier because I didn't really have to protect guys, and that's what the fans liked.
Now, when you say protect, break down to the people that might not know what you mean by protecting the guy.
You know, big promotion. You have a certain job to do. You have to protect guys, build guys. That's your job. Whereas you have a smaller club show, you have to basically, I want to say, please the fans.
Right.
More so than for the TV.
Okay.
You know, so the fans want to see rock'em, sock'em,
Right.
robots,
Yep.
you know,
They
things
will
like
see
that.
the love flying.
Right.
You know, which is easy.
They
So
want
you
every
don't-
second to be
yeah,
action.
you don't really have like an invested interest
Right.
or anything like that. As opposed to if you're with a big promotion, you know, you sign guys, you sign prospects and stuff,
Yeah.
and you have to protect them a little bit more.
A little bit better.
Yeah.
Kind of fit their
Yeah.
style, whatever you're looking for. You just
Yeah.
don't put them in with anybody. You just,
Yeah.
you know, you kind of
So
build them up.
It's a little bit harder, you know.
Yeah. I mean, well, matchmaking is a hard job anyway.
Very hard.
We had another matchmaker on the show, and he was saying that when the show goes good and all the fights are exciting and they're evenly matched, nobody thinks about the matchmaker. They just say, "Oh, it was a great
That was
show."
a great show.
But
Great fight.
When everybody
What
on
did
the
I say,
card,
Mike? What did I say now?
He said the same thing before we came on. He said
Nobody
the same-
cares, man.
Right.
Only when
When
it's bad.
Right, that's
Only
what I was
when
about to
it's
say.
bad.
You're the bad guy.
When every fighter
Bad
gets knocked
guy.
out, when everybody gets
Yeah.
knocked
Yeah.
out, they go, "Who matched these fights?
Right.
These all these.
What was they thinking about?
What was they thinking matching these fights,
Yeah, they
man?"
don't care, man.
But I'll go back a little more. What brought you into matchmaking?
Well, you know, I was a young kid. My father, very first fight that I ever went to was Shavers and Ali.
Oh, okay. History.
And I fell in love with Shavers. It's my favorite fighter, Shavers.
Right.
Him and Mike McCallum, my two
Okay.
favorites, hands down.
Mike had them big old hands.
Yeah, man.
Woo.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I just became, you know, a fanatic with boxing. And then, you know, as I got older, when I think I was like, you know, 15, 16, my father's friend was the lawyer of Aram's best friend.
Okay.
And, you know, one thing led to the next. It became a summer job. And I was like a goofball. I was like running around the city, you know, a matchmaker and, you know, doing messenger stuff and stuff.
Right.
And as time went on, I got in with Bruce Trampler, that my boss,
What's up, Bruce?
basically.
Yeah.
And just been working ever since, man. You know.
Because people would kill
Yeah.
for an opportunity like
I
that.
started in 83 to 92.
Oh, wow.
Then I managed Murky Sosa when Top Rank came out to Vegas. Top Rank went out to Vegas in 88. I was still in the New York office from 88 to 92. From 92 to the end of 99, I was managing Murky Sosa. And then I came back out to Vegas the end of 99. And I've been here ever since, man.
That's a beautiful
That
thing,
is.
man.
That is.
The co-host Mike Risper, you
Yeah.
know, he's jumping in.
Right.
Yeah, he loved boxing. He loved
I
boxing
know,
like
I
how
would.
you love boxing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure y'all talked before I got here. I was
Right.
running late. It
Yeah,
happened.
yeah.
Traffic, cones is everywhere in the city, baby. It wasn't my
Oh,
fault.
yeah.
But we was just talking. He was like, "T man, I really want to get a hand at this matchmaking because
Right.
he loves fights." So I know you probably gave him some pointers, but for the people that I know Mike is listening, and for the people that watch us on YouTube, like and subscribe to Main Event Podcast, can you tell them just what intangibles you have to become a matchmaker? What do you need to go over that threshold?
It's just hard work. It's 24 hours, you know, 7 days a week, man. The phone's constantly on. Guys are pulling out, man. You just have to, you know, have that in you, man.
Right. But first and foremost, you have to know boxing.
Got to know about
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can't
Yeah.
just wake up from slanging TVs and be like, you know what, I'm about to try matchmaking real
No,
quick.
anybody can think of a fight,
Right.
you know, but it's two sides have to agree.
Right. What's the sign? Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
So pre-adventure, there's two sides. You said that they have to agree. What is the levels of connections that you got to start with? Maybe you start with the manager, or do you start with the promoter, or do you start with the fighter? How do you approach?
Well, it depends. There's certain guys that have promoters, and there's certain guys that are promotionally free. Promotionally free, you just deal with the managers, and then there's certain guys that just don't have managers, and you just deal with the fighters directly.
Okay, so once you start there, they agree on their own fights, or the manager makes that decision.
The manager makes the decision. But you know, a lot of things. What people don't realize is once you get to that certain level, the upper echelon of fights, like when Cotto and Floyd and Oscar.
That you helped build.
Yeah.
That you helped build,
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
once they got to that certain level, that TV, that HBO level, and you know, Showtime level, whatever. I don't want to cut Showtime out and stuff like that, but you know what I'm saying.
But it's ESPN
Yeah,
around here.
ESPN,
ESPN around here.
you know, Fox, all that.
Right,
you know,
right.
But when they get to that main event, you know, that level, it's not even really the matchmakers anymore. It's really like the promoters and the TV.
Oh,
You
okay,
know?
I see.
You know, they may ask the matchmaker, "What do you think of this fight?" and stuff like that. But you know, from the ground up, getting them to that level, that's what the matchmakers do.
Oh,
But,
I see.
Yeah, but you know, anybody can think of like Hagler and Hearns and
Right.
stuff like that.
Once they
but
reach
but
the
it's,
pinnacle of the
yeah,
sport.
but that's really like the promoters and the TV and
Yeah.
you know, stuff like that.
So once you put a fighter into that world championship status, basically your job is done.
Yeah.
It's based on the ticket sales and who the networks
it's
wants
basically
to see.
getting them, getting to that title fight,
Yeah.
getting them to that level, and stuff like that, and then it's really up to the promoters and the TVs.
After that,
yeah.
man, that's a beautiful thing,
Yeah.
man. Mike, so it's a lot of work we got to do, baby. We
Yeah.
got
It's a great feeling, man. It's a great feeling getting a kid from scratch, getting him to that level, winning a world title.
How many have you done? How many you done brought to world title status? Just brag a little bit.
Probably about like 56, but who's counting?
56. Oh my God!
Can you drop some names?
Yeah.
Just for us to let them know.
Just give us a few.
Yeah, just toot your horn a little
man.
bit. Just a little bit.
Cotto,
Cotto.
Brandon Rios,
Brandon
Stephen
Rios.
Stephen Lewevino,
Okay.
Mikey Garcia,
Okay.
Kelly Pavlik.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I used to love Kelly.
Yeah, I used to
Pavlik.
love Kelly too.
Mike,
who's counting?
Mike Alvarado. Yeah,
So from your eyes,
Teofimo Lopez.
oh,
That's
that's my guy right
He
there.
like, oh, you know we got to dive into
That's my
Lomachenko
guy.
too. Why we got you here?
Yeah.
Me and
That's a
Mike,
hell of
he
a
like him,
fight.
but he like let's just jump right into it because we always talk about Lomachenko.
Hold. Okay, go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying we both like him, and he could fight for sure. But Mike feels that they crowned him a little too early to be a pound for pound guy.
Who, Loma?
Yeah, I do.
When he hasn't went up to claim that pound for pound title.
What do you mean he hasn't
Like
gone
just
up?
like exceed the weight classes and taking them step ups to take the fights. Like how do you make him pound for pound and he's still
Well,
tell him, Mike. Tell him.
That's one side of it. But I got a few angles that I look at it. I look at it as you have your Cottos, not your Cotto, your boy Canelo. You have your Canelos, you have your Crawford, you have people
Pacquiao.
that and Pacquiao, people that I feel are more of a pound for pound type guys than Loma. Not that Lomachenko is not a great fighter, good for entertainment, fight from angles. But as he's coming up, I don't see nothing that different than when Mayweather was coming up. I don't see nothing that different than some of the other fighters that make people sit on the stool and not come back out. I mean, I know he got angles, but I would like to see a little bit more before you give him that pound for pound. Plus, he has a loss on his record, and you got people that's undefeated that does not have a loss, and they're fighting just as incredible as he is. He may be a little bit more exciting, but I just don't feel like I think we crowned him a little too early. And then you got fighters that dare to be great, like Pacquiao. Went up weight class after weight class after weight class. You got Cotto, he went all the way up to light heavyweight, that's dare to get out of their parameter or their safety net to go a little step further.
You got a great point, but I could also say how would Lomachenko do in his 20th fight against Orlando Salido?
Lomachenko will do him in.
I think he will do him in, but I'm just saying. But no,
How would Mayweather do with Orlando Salido in his second pro fight?
I think
would've
I
did him
think
the
I
same
think he would
way.
have did him the same way. I think Mayweather is that guy. I think
you think Mayweather would have beaten Orlando
Yes.
Salido in his second pro fight?
yeah. That's my opinion. Yeah.
Well, we all got opinions.
I mean, granted, I didn't find out about Lomachenko until he fought Gary Russell. He fought Gary Russell when he was either 1-1 or 2-1, and Gary Russell was, what was he? He was undefeated at the time too when he.
Yeah, he was about 23-0, and
Yeah.
Lomachenko was 1-1.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody that can do that to Gary Russell. Gary Russell's a hell of a fighter.
he
Of course. Of course.
He is. He is.
Of course.
He is a hell of a fighter.
Of course.
But it just looked like Gary Russell ain't seen nothing like that before. How many amateur fights does Lomachenko got though? Like 1,000? Damn it.
Yeah, about 500.
He was like the best amateur fighter to ever fight.
Lomachenko's a hell of a fighter.
Yeah.
But he's also really not a 135-pounder. And he's doing incredible things with bigger guys. Now he's daring to be great with a guy that's a physically strong guy in Teofimo. Now, Teofimo may be biting off a little bit more than he can chew.
But he wants the payday, baby.
Yeah. But listen,
Why not?
Teofimo's a hell of a fighter. He can punch. He's strong. It's a very dangerous fight. It can go either way,
It can go either way.
you know?
Yep, either way, because he has that power to nighty night you at any time.
No question about it. It's a very, very interesting fight.
Now, with all the fighters that you have built, do any of them ever go Hollywood on you after you get them to a certain level?
You mean like forget where they come from?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
a lot of them, man. But I'll tell you one guy, man, that you know is just unbelievably cool, man. Humble is Crawford.
Yeah.
He's unbelievably cool, man. He's just like a regular guy, man.
Y'all signed him when? When did you guys get Crawford?
I want to, maybe like 7-8 years ago, man, something like that. But
man.
he's just unbelievable, man. He's the kind of guy you can go fishing with, man.
Uh-huh.
We went alligator, man. When we were in Louisiana for one of them fights, man, he's just mad cool, man.
Wow.
Wow.
Man. He seems cool.
Yeah.
He seems
He's-
cool.
he's great,
I
man.
remember I asked you when him and Gamboa was about to fight. I don't know if you remember the conversation. I said, Brad, man, because Gamboa was nice. He was nice,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a step up for Terrence to fight Gamboa.
Yeah.
And I said, Brad, who gonna win that fight? He was like, come on, bro, Crawford. What you like it was.
I picked a round, too, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Picked that
saying.
round, too.
I'm like, dang. I'm like, how
Yeah.
you just walk over Gamboa? He was like, bro, I'm telling you, I've been doing this for years. Crawford knocks him out.
And Gamboa was my guy.
Yeah, he
When
loved
he
Gamboa.
lost that fight, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, he just switching from one stance to the next. He just didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
He didn't know how to answer what Crawford did to him. I mean, he started off great, looking like he was going to win just about.
Yep.
But when he made that switch, it was all over. Gamboa just didn't know how to respond, and it was over for him.
Yeah. Crawford can adapt, man. He's unbelievable, Crawford. He's a hell of a fighter.
Man.
Even
y'all
in
got
that
him.
last fight.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a little controversial, but I think he got dropped.
I think he did.
He got dropped.
Nah, he was trying to hold and he fell.
I'll take that from you.
Yeah,
but
the outcome would have been the same.
That's the point.
He's a hell of a fighter. Man.
That's the point.
To
That's
me,
the
best
point.
pound for pound fighter.
Let's talk a little closer into the mic.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, there we go.
That was my
That's
point.
right.
It was no matter what. If he dropped him or didn't drop him, the outcome would have been the same.
Yeah, yeah.
That's I said that to T before. I said the outcome would have been the same either way.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if he got dropped or not. Now, if I had to choose a pound for pound, it would definitely be Crawford over Lomachenko, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
And I would even go Canelo. I mean, I don't understand why we keep overlooking his accomplishments, because I mean, Canelo is still going. I mean, he's not slowing down.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that is. I call him the cash cow right about now. Canelo's the big ticket in the sport. Now, if you want a big payday, you fight Canelo, right? Yeah, you agree?
Yep,
That's
no
the cash
question.
cow.
No. Canelo's, he's the superstar out there.
Yeah,
No question.
Yeah, and that's why I say Canelo. But
And it's all because he lost to Floyd.
but Crawford.
That's what
Yeah.
helped him.
Yeah, true. Yep.
I need to get in there with Floyd and lose one time, man, so my career could blow up. Mike, what you
Yep.
think? We got to do what we got to do.
And then we, we're not saying much about Earl Spence. He's another name
Another
that's
hell
out
of a
there.
fighter.
But I would like to see him get it back in the ring,
Yep.
after his accident, and see where he at.
Yep.
But before the accident, I would even say, pound for pound, he's in that talk.
Yeah.
But right now, we would like to see.
Do you see that fight coming, Brad? Terrence and Spence?
Not anytime soon.
No?
No.
Because
I
of that
wish it-
accident, or like prior to the accident, it was no time soon?
Yeah, even prior to the accident, I don't see it happening.
Nah, because I figure if y'all working together, because y'all got Tyson Fury signed,
Yeah.
so if y'all working with them to get Wilder Fury back, I figure
Yeah.
that might bridge the gap and open the door a little
Hopefully,
bit for
you
more
know, I mean,
fights.
anything can happen.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep,
because I
think
think the fans and everybody, I know
Yes.
the fighters want it.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But everybody, like you said, when you get to that stage in your career,
Yeah.
that upper epsilon, it ain't up to y'all. It's up to the networks and how they
Exactly.
want to divide the money up
Exactly.
and all of
Yeah.
that. Man, it's crazy to bring a fighter from
Yep.
from ground zero to top hero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still pushing to make that happen.
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Now that the boxing industry is kind of divided into like 4 crowns. You got the top ranked, you got Hearns, you got the Mayweather, and you got the PBC. Those are really the top promotion companies. Now, how hard? I mean, why is it so hard for? I think I know why, but I'm gonna ask the question because I know you're a little more knowledgeable about it than I am. Now, why is it so hard to jump from one side of the fence to the other side? You said no time soon, but everybody wants it. What's the holdup? I mean, why can't we work through those issues?
I think it's ego
Mm-hmm.
on everybody's part.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't think. I don't think it's the fighters.
Okay.
I think fighters want to fight.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think. When you have. Heyman has the welterweights.
Mm-hmm.
Why would he want to give up something that we need?
Okay.
It's like if we had the
Or vice
welterweights,
versa.
Vice versa.
Right.
If we had something that Heyman needed,
Mm-hmm.
why would we give it to him? You understand what
Makes
I'm saying?
sense. Makes sense.
It's like we're giving them leverage.
Mm-hmm.
Why would he give us leverage? By giving us something. Crawford needs.
He needs
Yes.
one of them.
He needs
Yeah.
one of them. Listen, we reached out.
Mm-hmm.
We reached out, to the Danny Garcias,
Okay.
to the Porters.
Mm-hmm.
We reached out. Why isn't it happening?
Yeah.
Crawford will
You
go
asking
out.
what I'm asking.
Listen, Crawford will fight anybody.
I believe
I
that.
believe that too.
Nah, I
He
believe
won't,
that.
he won't back down from nobody.
I believe that. No doubt.
And I'm not saying Errol Spence won't fight anybody, and I'm not saying Sean Porter won't fight anybody.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are fighters. They'll fight.
They will. Yeah.
So
They
I don't know
that.
why it's not happening.
I mean, I think I know why, but it's like you said, who wants to give up they
it's-
shiny pawn? Don't nobody or they shiny king.
And I'm not blaming anybody, but I'm just saying there's a reason why it's not happening. And
Yeah.
I don't really know the exact reason, but there's something
Right,
why
right.
it's not happening.
Right.
But it's not the fighters because the fighters
Yeah.
want to fight.
The fighters want to fight.
And there's money to be made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Golden Boy, I know I didn't mention their name. They're another top one.
Golden
so.
Boy's a hell of a promoter.
Yeah.
They're doing a great job with Canelo. Canelo's the biggest superstar out there, hands down.
Yeah.
And they're doing a great job with Ryan Garcia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tremendous.
Yeah, I just
Yes.
watched him knock
Yes.
that boy out the other night in the first
Sensational.
round.
Sensational.
Is he the truth? Is he the truth, or they just making him look good? Protection.
Listen, I wasn't a big fan of his at the beginning. I got to be honest with you.
Okay.
I really wasn't. But Robert Diaz and those guys are doing a tremendous job, man. They're
Kind
getting
of
them-
winning you over a little bit.
Yeah, I've always had respect for Eric Gomez and Robert Diaz. They're great
Yeah.
matchmakers, man.
Yeah.
But he's making statements, man.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia. I mean, do I think he's ready yet for the Javante Davises? No,
I was just about to ask you.
No, he's not ready for that.
What about a Devin Haney?
Hell no. No. Listen, man. Listen.
I like Devin.
Yeah, Devin can fight.
No, Devin's a hell of a fighter, man.
Yes,
and I wasn't.
indeed.
Listen, I liked it, Dad. I've always been a.
Yes.
I've
What's
always
up,
been-
Bill?
Yes.
Yeah, I've always
Yes.
been a Devin Haney fan. I questioned at the beginning of his career.
Yeah.
He was very fragile at first. He wasn't. He wasn't getting his man strength, but he's starting to come into his own now, man.
Yeah.
He's getting.
Yeah.
And once he gets that man strength,
Oh wow.
he's gonna be a force to
I
be reckoned
like
with.
his
with.
discipline. He's
Yeah.
very,
Yeah,
disciplined.
he's gonna beat the majority of guys out there at
Oh, yeah.
lightweight.
Yeah.
Once he gets that man strength going, man.
That's one
Yeah.
thing I was saying when he was coming up. I was like, man, he's so young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They built, because they was taking him to Mexico, and they built him real fast out there, like 12, 13 and 0. I'm like, man, well, okay, he's running through them guys, but what about when he fight this 29-year-old who's
Yeah.
Right,
17
right.
and 2 and then fought a
Right.
couple
Yeah.
people?
and got his grown man strength
Yeah.
already. So
I knew-
He's coming into his own. I'm very impressed.
I
with
liked him.
Yeah.
I was a fan of him just because of the grind him and his dad
Yes.
put in. But
Yes.
when I seen him fight Mason Menard,
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
Yeah.
because Mason can fight.
Yeah.
I like Mason,
Yeah.
and then he couldn't knock him out.
Yeah.
But he put on the boxing clinic.
He did.
Yeah.
For the whole
He did.
10 rounds that they went
Yeah.
on Showbox. It was.
Yep.
I was like, okay, I tip my hat to that young boy. Now he went out there and put in some work.
Yeah.
So I have another question.
Man, ask all day, baby.
Out of all the fights that you matched,
Mhm.
what are some of your favorite ones that you put together?
Too many to count.
Jesus, man. It's weird, man, because I don't
Just
know.
give us 4. That's it. Just 4. They ain't gotta. 4 might make it easier because you don't know if you can't decide out of all of them. Just give us so many. It's so many he don't even know.
God, I don't know. I wish you had like callers or something.
Right.
Like would call in or something, man. Because I know I'm forgetting something, man.
Oh, okay, I understand.
It's weird, man. It's like if I said like a fighter, like who's my favorite fider or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I would say so and so, and I know
You
I'm
get all
forgetting-
these calls
and
or
I know I'd be forgetting somebody.
No, I understand.
Yeah, man.
Just too
I don't-
many.
It's so many, man. God, man.
I mean,
You got to
we
go
were
on
matching-
BoxRec, man. You got pages and pages,
Pages
man.
and pages.
I just forget, man. I did some crazy, wars, man, at the Orleans, man.
Is that right?
Yeah. Do you remember Jesse Feliciano?
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, I did some crazy ones, man, at the Orleans because I was able to just do anything I wanted, man. It was like a free-for-all, man, over there, man. It was just like rock'em sock'em robots, man.
Nothing but blood.
I did. If you go back and you look at Ishe Smith, man, real early on in his career, man, I did him against Alfonso Gomez. You remember?
At the Orleans?
Yeah, man.
Who was the promoter? Was it Frank?
It was Guilty Promotions.
Guilty Promotion. Who's that guy I'm thinking of that used to do fights at the
Frank Gelb.
Frank, yeah.
Yeah, but he was like
Okay.
later on, man. He was much later on. I did it like 2000 to 2006. I did Ishe Smith and Alfonso Gomez. He was in the contender in that tournament or whatever,
Yeah,
contender tournament, man. That was a real. They were both like undefeated, man.
Wow.
And Ishe won like a 4-round majority decision, man. Ishe was a hell of a fighter.
I
man.
know he was, man.
You
I
know?
know he was. I liked him in that fight with Laura. He brought the fight when he fought
Yeah,
Laura.
he really-
did.
yeah.
He brought the fight
Yeah.
when he fought Laura. And that was
Yep.
you think he'll come back and fight again? Or
Ishe?
yeah.
Nah, too old, man. He did his thing, man.
He made his
has-
money.
He has nothing to be ashamed of, man. He became a champion, and he's a good guy, man. Yeah.
All right, now let's dive back into the business of matchmaking because we got a lot of matchmakers that do watch the Main Event podcast. Make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube, baby. Just starting out when you coming into matchmaking, can you get rich overnight when you first start matchmaking? Like, how is the money when you're first starting?
No. I was telling Mike earlier, man. I'm fortunate because I'm with a great promotion. Robert Diaz, Eric Gomez, and those guys are with Golden Boy, and the guys that are with Al Heyman, and the guys with Eddie Hearn. There's only about 3-4 promoters that are successful. The smaller promotions, you know, they're just surviving, you know.
Yeah.
So there's only like I said, like 4 or 5 promoters out there, and other than that, you know, those are the ones that are making livings.
So the matchmaker. So if I'm just starting out, or if Mike's just starting out, right, and he wants to go work for a smaller promoter, what type of number should he be asking for per fight that's matched, just coming in the game?
You mean like what you should get paid for a show?
Yeah.
It varies. I mean, there's certain guys that get paid maybe $2,500, you know,
For the whole
show.
card?
Yeah,
Okay.
to match the whole card, and you could get lucky and you may be able to get $5,000 for the show.
Yeah.
You know, but how many shows could you do a year? You know, small promoters, you know, if you're lucky, you may do maybe 7 shows for the year. So if you're getting 5,000, you're getting 35,000 for the year. You can't survive on that.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, you're
You
absolutely
would
right.
definitely have to have something else you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you hit the
And yo, if you and if you're from the East Coast, man, and you're in New York, man, and they taking taxes out, you're never going to survive.
You're never gonna survive, boy. They tax you for drinking water in New York. They don't play that.
Exactly.
But now, when you step into the big leagues, right? When I say I'm Brad Goodman Jr. or something, right? And I'm matching fights. I don't want to put your business out there,
I'll
but
take you out to dinner.
all right. I mean, you know, it's just. I mean, the pay scale it triples, quadruples, of course, at that point when you're putting together them type of fights for television or pay-per-view.
I get a salary. I don't.
Salary?
Yeah, I get a salary. Yeah.
So whether you match or don't match, they got to pay you.
I'm doing all right.
Hey, I mean, you know, we always, you know, we got to ask on the main event, man, because we got a lot of people who strive to be fighters, matchmakers, managers, promoters, and you know, if we don't ask these questions, they get no education.
Yeah.
And when you got one of the best in the position of boxing, like yourself,
I'll never be like Floyd, but I'll be all right.
nah, man, you definitely, man, you definitely are the man in the sport.
Appreciate
man.
that,
And
man.
fighters, if you want to reach out to somebody, he might have you refer to me. But if you refer to me, I'm gonna try to tell him to tell you, yeah, we just got to go out to dinner and see if we can get you on the card. We got to do what we got to do. But what are some of the things you look for, Brad, in these fighters that you want to sign and get them going? What's one of the top things you look for? Because everybody says they fight.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
What we look for in our promotion is marketability and ability. If you have both, obviously that's a plus. If you have the marketability, you know, that's great. You know, we would love to have the ability along with it.
Right.
But
Chewy had marketability.
Yeah.
He had marketability.
There's no question about it.
I seen
but,
that.
You know, unfortunately, we just don't do shows in Nevada anymore. So
I
very
remember.
rarely. I should say we don't do but very rarely. If we were doing shows, you know, then it
It's a
would make
big
sense.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But ability is plus, you know, and we have so many guys right now. We have about like 72, 73 guys on promotional contract
Oh wow.
right now, yeah.
Yeah.
From all over. We got kids from Puerto Rico, kids from Eastern Europe, all over the place. So unless guys are exceptionally good, you know, we're just not in that situation of signing guys right now.
Unless it's an upset.
You know, and we have guys, you know, from the Olympics and stuff, you know, that we're working on right now. So we're real good right now, and we're constantly getting calls for guys, you know, wanting to sign with us and stuff like that.
That's good.
So you got to tell a lot of them no. Then if you got 72,
Yeah.
you can't feed them all.
Exactly.
How do you rotate them if you don't do?
It's very, very hard, and we have tons of shows, man.
I know,
Very, very hard.
because you can only put what 12 bouts on a.
No, we don't even do that.
Nah?
No, we usually do about like eight
bouts?
eight guys on. Yeah, 8 bouts. Yeah,
8 bouts?
16 guys on the show.
And then if
Okay.
it's a televised show, you televise like 3 or 4 of them,
Yeah.
and other ones are dark.
Yeah. Well, all our fights are televised, you know, because we stream them all.
Oh, okay.
So you got to do the app and all that.
ESPN.
Yeah.
ESP, the
Yeah.
apps are killing the game
Yes.
right now,
Yeah.
man. How did that even? I don't know if you know, but I gotta ask why we got you here.
I don't
baby.
know
This the-
nothing about that.
That, you know, I was getting to that.
I don't know
How did
nothing about-
ESPN even come? Because me personally, I think Top Rank has the sweetest deal
Really?
in the sport of boxing.
Yeah, I don't know
I
nothing.
do.
I don't know nothing about that stuff, man.
Wow, I think I might know something.
Do you?
I mean, you know, if you don't
Yeah.
know, I talk to you when the cameras go
Yeah.
off. I ain't gonna say,
No,
nah,
no,
bro, you
no,
don't
no,
know.
I don't. But I'm bad with that stuff, with the apps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just,
I'm just talking about ESPN as a whole, like the
Damn.
deal
Oh no,
that I heard
I
that
don't
Bob
have.
has.
No, that's the bosses and stuff
Oh
like
man,
that. Yeah.
it was the sweetest
Was
deal
it?
ever,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, I don't
I
know.
mean, to my knowledge, I mean, you can correct me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong, but if you don't know, to my knowledge, this is what Bob Arum gets his certain fee, period, to put on the show,
Yeah.
and ESPN comes up with everything. They
Oh,
pay
yeah?
the fighters,
Yeah.
but ESPN recoups the money from all the sponsorship. So like, Bob don't have to worry about going out getting the sponsors. ESPN takes care of all of that.
Oh, yeah?
Plus, Bob gets his promoters cut, baby.
Well, it's interesting, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's just what I heard. You know, I know a few people that know a few people. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, yeah, that's what I mean. To me, that's the sweetest deal in boxing, where
Yeah.
you can just show up, make
That's
money,
that's a
and get a
win-win.
cut. You ain't got to worry about paying your fighters' purses. That's on them.
That's interesting, man.
That's a win-win.
I'm just saying, I could be wrong. Me and Bob got to sit down and talk. We got to see what we got to do.
We'll set that up.
Let's take him to Taco Bell. We ain't got to go nothing crazy. You take him to Taco Bell. Bob Arum probably still like Taco Bell, man. Ain't nothing
He's
going on.
unbelievable, man. He's
I-
going
you know,
stronger than ever.
I've never had a chance to meet Bob. Never. I've seen him once in passing, but
Are
he
you
was
going to the
surrounded
show
by.
Saturday?
You know what? I was gonna ask you about that.
Yeah.
I tried to get in
I
on the
got no
media
tickets.
credential side, but I
luck?
didn't get no response.
It's very,
I
very
guess
hard,
because we're brand new and that's a big fight,
Right, yeah, no,
and
very,
I guess our
very hard,
followers
man.
aren't that high, so they won't. You know, they only letting a certain few in. So
very
followers,
hard.
you gotta follow us and subscribe so we can
got
get
to
into
like and
these big
subscribe.
fights. You gotta
Very
like and
hard,
subscribe to the Main Event Podcast. You hating on us if you don't subscribe to us because we trying to get into all the big fights.
Yeah.
Well, who's on the rest of that card? I don't even know. I'm just anxious
Well,
to see Wilder.
we got like 5 guys on the card, and PBC got 5 guys
Oh,
on
okay.
the card. Yeah. Yeah. So
See,
it's
that's
10
a good way to
Yeah,
work
that's
together.
good. Yeah.
10 fights. Yeah, yeah.
So is it strictly your guys against their guys? all
No,
the way
no,
through?
we have one fight that's on the pay-per-view portion.
Mm-hmm.
The very first fight at 6 o'clock, which is Daniel Lewis, which is our kid, against Sebastian Fondora.
Okay.
That's PBC versus our guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, see, that's
All
the
right.
beginning of it.
Yeah,
If y'all
sure.
can work together for Tyson and Wilder to fight,
Yeah.
then this
Yeah.
should get easier for Crawford or Spence or Crawford.
Hopefully.
At least that's what we want. I mean, we hoping
Yeah.
it gets easier.
I mean, what made that fight easily made happen is because the first fight was so good, and that he ended up because he signed with y'all right after that fight. The first Wilder
yeah,
and Fury
yeah,
fight,
that's
he signed
true.
with you guys
Yeah,
right after.
yeah.
So I mean, does that see? I thought when he signed with y'all, that was gonna kill the rematch. I was like, oh dang, he signed with Top
But the
Rank.
money
They're not
must be
fighting
right.
each other.
Yeah.
the money has
must
to be big
right.
enough.
You know, it all boils down to the money being right.
The money got to be right, baby.
If the money's right, even a little anger at somebody or pride at somebody will go out the window if the money's right.
Yeah,
It's all about money, man.
that's it. It's very hard to see the fight. To me, the fight has to be big enough. Like Tyson Fury and Wilder, that's big enough because of what happened on the first one. That Manny Pacquiao and Floyd, that was big enough. Y'all had to work together to
Yeah.
make that happen.
I got a question.
Uh-oh.
Now,
Uh-oh.
let's pre-adventure. Your guy wins. What would be his next move? Would he go for Joshua?
I don't know for a fact, but I think there's a rematch clause.
Another rematch? I mean,
I think. I think. I really don't know.
You got to drag it out.
Yeah.
You got to drag it out.
Well, you want
I
to
mean-
see it?
I mean, my thing
Depending
is,
on how this one goes.
Yeah, that's
depending on
true.
how it
That's
goes.
true. That's true.
depending how, now, if honestly, I don't. I wouldn't want to see a third one
Why?
because I would want to see
What if it's a
Joshua.
draw?
I would want to see Joshua up against one of these top guys. I mean, I've seen him with Andy Luis. He came back, he won.
Yeah.
But you know, the pool has always been those 3 names,
Yeah.
and
that's true.
he's just been on the outside. I would like to see what he
guys.
can do with one of these top guys over here because both of them undefeated. I mean, you know, and they had a draw in their first fight, and I think that.
What if it was a draw the second time? Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be a draw, Brad. I think
this is what I think.
it is kind of early.
Yeah. You think it's going early?
I personally.
Do you?
Yeah.
A lot of people do.
This is what I honestly think. The only way that Wilder win, he has to knock him out. If it go to the scorecards,
'cause Wilder
he's going to lose.
He don't win rounds.
He don't win rounds. He win fights by knockout, but he really does not win rounds. So he has to knock him out. And I think that dynamite may not work every single time you pull the trigger. So I don't know. This may be the fight that it doesn't work.
It didn't work the first
But
time.
if it don't work, I don't see him winning on no scorecard. I just don't.
Yeah.
But I think he has to knock him out. But based on his history, anybody he rematched, he destroyed.
I mean, you know, I don't really count
It's true.
I don't count the Bermain-Stefan rematch.
Yeah.
Only because, to my knowledge and what I heard, they just called him up off the couch and gave him a couple dollars.
took the
and
fight.
He said, all right, come on. But that first fight, I believe that was Bermain gave him his best. Bermain was in shape.
Yeah.
He
Took him
came
12.
to fight. Right, exactly. But when they just called him off the couch, he came and got that
Because
money.
honestly, I think he lost that last fight that he fought with Fury.
Out of Wallin, when he fought out of Wallin.
Who? Which one?
When Fury fought?
I
No,
was
no,
at
I'm
that
talking
fight.
about Wilder and Fury.
Yeah.
I think Fury won. I think Wilder lost that fight. That's
Well-
just my opinion. I think the only rounds he won was the rounds he got the knockout.
No, yeah.
And that's only 2 knockdowns. That
Yeah.
don't make up for all the other rounds. That's my opinion.
But we don't know what the judges see, man. Sometimes they eat peanuts while they watching the fight. Sometimes they go to the bathroom when the fight is on. We don't never know what they watching. But I mean, I agree with him, Brad. I think that I think if it wasn't for those 2 knockdowns, it definitely wouldn't have been a draw.
Yeah.
Them knockdowns is what saved his behind in that fight. Because if it wasn't for them, he lost for sure. But I think that fight taught Deontay Wilder a little bit more to be patient. Because that fight, he kept throwing that big right hand. Every chance he got, he threw it. And Tyson Fury was ready for it.
It's going to be an interesting fight.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Look at when he fought Brazil. He set him up with the jab and followed up with the dynamite.
Yeah.
Same thing when he fought Ortiz. You see it a little bit more.
He was losing every round, too, though.
He was losing every round.
Well, Luis Ortiz is a good fighter.
But you
Yeah,
saw
he
the
is.
setup, though. He set him up, and then he dropped the dynamite.
Yeah.
But this next fight, he's just a better boxer, smarter in the ring. It's not going to be that easy just to set it up and knock him down. He's going to have to really come up with a little bit more than these last 2 fights to get him out of there.
Yeah.
But he's going to have to get him out of there to win.
Yeah, it seemed like Tyson Fury's last fight. I was there. I was at the T-Mobile. I was I was with Jay Prince and Antonio. You know, them my boys right there.
Good guys, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. They got me tickets to the fight. We were sitting right there with them, and that was a good fight Tyson Fury had. He got cut. I think that's what made it a little bit more interesting. Had he not got cut, Tyson Fury would have put a big clinic on him. But that cut really looked like he set Fury back a little bit. But he did enough to win the fight.
Yeah. But he's in good shape for this fight.
He's in good. I mean, I heard somebody, the homie Z right here, our cameraman. He seen Fury running, getting it in out here. Where was he at, Z? Where was he at? Silverado Ranch. We ain't gonna say where he was living, but you know he was running in Silverado Ranch.
He's taking it serious, man.
Well, you know who we got, training him?
Who?
Emmanuel Stewart nephew.
Yeah. Sugar Hill.
You know,
He left that. He left his old trainer right after the last fight too.
But he's
huh?
taking it serious.
Yeah,
man. So,
he's-
Yeah.
man, let's see what happens, man.
I mean,
He says he's coming too, man.
is
He's
he?
taking it right to him, man.
What?
Listen, remember one thing, man. He hurt Wilder.
He did.
that fight,
He
yeah.
did. He did.
Yeah,
He
but I
did.
wouldn't take that gamble, man. I'd box.
Yeah. You got
I
to. You got to box.
You know,
Yeah.
Wilder can punch, man.
Oh yeah.
Stylistically, what do you? Because I know the public really had a hand and the promoters had a hand in matching that fight. You know what I'm saying? That's what they wanted to see. That's what they were paying.
Yeah.
Stylistically, what do you see happening? I'm not gonna ask you who gonna win, but I want you to. What do you see happening from style wise?
I think Tyson has to be real careful. Has to box him, and he has to be smart for 36 minutes because Wilder has that equalizer, man. He can punch, man.
1
can
second can
punch.
change everything.
That's
The
all it
dynamite
takes,
is
man.
real.
So it's a very, very interesting fight. It can go either way. He could be losing every second, you know, and just clip him right on the chin. But listen, Tyson's in great shape. He knows what he has to do. Sugar Hill has a great game plan. So,
We'll see what
I mean, we're all confident.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
when does Lomo and Teofimo fight? When is that fight?
May 30th.
And where is that one? Is that New York?
That's where it looks like it may be going.
New York?
Yeah.
Okay, now say Lomachenko wins.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
He
Does him and Tank get made?
He wants Tank, man.
Does he?
He wants it. Yeah.
I want him to win it,
Yeah.
and I want Tank to win it. Okay, now that we talking about that, did you watch Gamboa and Tank's fight?
Yes, I did.
What'd you think about a one-tire Gamboa going almost the distance with Tank?
I wanted to see him go the distance because it would have been a moral victory, to go the distance. I mean, I thought Tank won every single round. I thought Tank, got exposed a little bit. It was his first real name type kind of guy. I think everybody's entitled, to have an off night.
Yeah.
Hopefully that was his off night.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
He's a good fighter.
Yeah.
But let's hope that was the off night.
Yeah.
Because he needs to do better.
Against Lomo.
Yeah. And other guys.
Right,
also.
right. But, I mean, you go up and you still don't
Can't
make
make the
weight.
weight. Yeah.
I don't think it's a fighting issue. I think it's a discipline.
Discipline. Could be.
I think he got to tighten his discipline up.
Yeah.
And when he does that, and then he'd be more focused. Because if you really watch that fight, some of the middle rounds, it looked like he took off.
Yeah.
Because you probably needed a breather. I'm not saying take it as you want. It happened.
Yeah.
Like you said, it could be an off night. I think his problem is not his ability to fight. His problem is ability to focus and to make sure that he's right on point.
Yeah.
Because the discipline has to be tight. And once you get up to that certain level, it ain't no more you just gonna go in there and demolish somebody. Because the further you go along, you could be a knockout artist here, but as you go higher, you may not knock out everybody.
No.
Everybody ain't gonna lay down as easy. So you got to be more disciplined.
100%.
Yep. You got to have more strategy. You got to know how to switch in the middle of the fight. You got to really know how to get down.
100%.
Yep.
That's not going to work with Lomachenko.
Right. Right.
It won't work.
Yeah.
It won't work with Teofimo either.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's my guy.
Teofimo can
But
scrap, man.
I'm
Teofimo.
since we talking about this weight class,
Come on.
my boy, Devin Haney. He's coming up.
No question.
He's going to be the one that we're going to have to really, really look at because
Absolutely.
he ain't the biggest name, but you keep watching.
Devin Haney, what, 21?
He gonna shock the world.
He's a baby.
And
too.
I think Gary Russell Jr. get a little,
He just fought too.
Yeah.
he's a bad man.
Can fight.
But he just don't get the spotlight. He's another one that we need to look at because Gary Russell is nothing to the wink of eye at.
Yeah, but I think it's his inactivity though. Like, why do you think he only fights like once every 16 months?
I don't understand that. I don't know if he's content just fighting once a year or whatever. I don't understand it because the guy can really fight.
I would love to see him fight more. Love to see him more active.
Yeah.
Because
he wants to go right up to 35. He doesn't even want to compete at 130.
Yeah, he wants to move up.
Let's go right up to 35.
I think he can though.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah. Get right in go for the
jump
smoke.
right in the fire, baby.
Yeah, jump.
Get your
Why
fire
not?
suit on and go
Why
hunting.
not? Why not?
You got to do
I
what you got to
like
do.
I like his brother, the 40-pounder. His 40-pounder can fight. What
His
is
brother-
it, Antoine?
Yeah.
Is it Antoine Russell or something? That kid can fight too, man.
Can he?
All his brothers can fight. They all come from a fighting family. They can fight.
Now, building the fighter, Brad, like we were talking earlier,
Mm-hmm.
do you think it's wise to take a fighter down to Mexico for his first 10 or 12 fights? Or do you suggest if you're young enough, this is a two-part question, or do you suggest if you're young enough, try to do something like Lomachenko did, go as far as you can in the Olympics and then turn pro?
Well, that's a good question. You have to really, really be careful when you go to Mexico and make sure that these guys that you're fighting, those are the legitimate records. Okay?
Okay.
So,
Y'all listen up now.
yeah.
Preach to him.
So, there were some times, like when we had some guys that we used, there were some kids I think it was maybe like Roberto Marroquin or whatever. And I remember there was one time Mikey Garcia fought a guy. But they had some fights under their belts, maybe like 10, 12 fights. And they fought some kids with losing records. But, if those opponents were like, say, like 5-10, they were the best 5-10 fighters I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
They probably had about like 30, 40
Right,
fights or something like that. These guys knew what the hell they were doing.
Push the reset button on the record.
Absolutely.
I didn't know that was possible.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So they go out there.
So you gotta really be careful and follow up
Yeah.
and do your homework.
Yeah.
And, but obviously Bill and everybody over there knew what they were doing when Devin went down there, and
Oh yeah.
they did a hell of a job. And Devin became a really, really solid fighter. I've been following his career, and I've been impressed.
Yeah,
I've
very
been thoroughly
impressed.
impressed by the kid too,
Very
man.
impressed.
I want to see him fight the upper echelons of the,
He's
of the
ready,
division,
man.
man.
He's ready.
He's ready for a Teofimo or for a Lomachenko.
Right.
Who you think got a better shot with Lomachenko, Tank or Devin Haney? Skill set wise.
Oh, skill set wise, Devin has a better shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Tank and Loma is very similar to Gary Russell. Probably even a little bit easier. Yeah.
A little bit easier on Lomachenko.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, I know Tank is is physical and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
but that's not unless like I said, he had that off night, but I haven't seen anything
Right.
after one round of explosiveness. I want to see him 8-9 rounds like that.
Right.
But if that's him, like he was with Gamboa,
Yeah, because
It's gonna be a long night or a short night.
it's going to be a short night.
Lomo's like that in the 12th round.
No, he's going to make he'll make
every round.
He'll make Tank work, and I'll tire Tank out. And I'm not disrespecting Tank, because I think he's a hell of a fighter. He has a ton of ability, and I don't want the Mayweather guys like Leonard thinking I'm hating or anything like that, because I'm not. Because they have a ton of guys in their stable that can fight. I follow their guys and stuff, and they can fight. But like I said, let's hopefully he had that off night.
Yeah. Because
Mm-hmm.
I truly think if he stay focused, Tank. I mean,
he
does have that
put
good knockout
put him
ratio.
away.
Yeah.
He can definitely put him away. I mean, it's not like
he's explosive.
Yeah.
He's explosive.
Yeah, but he make sure he tighten his discipline
Exactly.
up, and I just see that he can fight with the best of them, and he got just as much as opportunity to win as anyone else.
Absolutely, no question about it.
Well, Brad, we got a few minutes before we get on up out of here, man. I got a few more questions to ask you. This is like the speed round, man. And I only want to ask you this because I seen on one interview somebody asked you this question, but it looked like y'all wasn't really homies, like me and you homies, so you might give me the real answer.
Why? I didn't get along with the guy.
No, y'all did. I forget what I seen it on. But he asked you to put together your dream match.
Ah, right. It was probably the guy from Fresno.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because we don't pump no other show name but the
Okay.
Main Event Podcast, baby. Like and subscribe. But put together your dream match.
Do you remember which ones I said to him? Because I'm sure I forgot something.
You did.
And
That's
now,
why I was hoping you
and now I'm forgetting something. I really did I ever mention?
Yeah. You know the answer you told him? You told him.
Did I say Lomachenko and Mayweather at 130?
You said Mayweather at 130.
Who did I say?
Who did you?
Mayweather.
I can't. I was. Gonna
I
say-
really.
That's a great
I
one.
would love to see
I would-
Mayweather and Loma at 130.
Why 130? Why not with Mayweather?
Because Mayweather, that's what Loma's weight really is 130. Loma's not a 135 pounder.
Okay. Well, Mayweather's not that light though. He fights at 47. So
No, but when Mayweather was starting out, he was, when he was beating, what's his name, Hernandez, Gennaro Hernandez, that's.
Had to ask him.
Yeah.
We just had to know, Brad. I had to know. You'd have matched so many fights, man, that I had to ask you your dream match, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to, before we get out of here, I want to, in front of everybody that's watching the Main Event podcast, make sure you like and subscribe, baby, everybody. Thank you for coming, man.
I appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate you coming.
Yeah,
Coming to talk to
man.
us, man. Me and Mike appreciate it. When you talking matchmaking, we are talking with one of the best in the game,
business.
in
That's
the business, baby. And he ain't looking for no more fighters because they got 72 of them. So this is the Main Event podcast, baby. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. I'm Tawan Butler. That's Mike Risper. None other than Brad Match Them All Goodman sitting right here. And we see y'all next time, baby. We out.